This dude don't care nothing about his job. Sarah, you be like the unluckiest person on the planet. You got the worst attorney in the world. Is this your ex-boyfriend or something? I'm like, why? Your lawyer seems to hate your guts. Tell mama what had happened. Tell mama what had happened.
All right, let's go ahead and call up.
Oh, boo. They got that shitty audio. Maybe they'll fix it partway through, hopefully. They got that audio that's only in the one ear. If you got headphones on, if you ain't got headphones on right now, you don't know what I'm talking about. It don't affect you. But if you got headphones on, this is going to affect you.
Miss Boone's case.
Get him, Sarah. Show him who's the boss.
Versus Sarah Boone, 2020 TF 2603, State of Florida.
Danny Cacciatore on behalf of the state.
Defense.
Frank Bankowitz.
Let's go ahead and swear Miss Boone in.
May you please raise your right hand and be sworn in. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Morning, ma'am. Tell me your name and your date of birth.
Sarah Boone, October 10th, 1977.
All right, we're here for pretrial conference today. Mr. Cacciatore, where do you stand in preparing to proceed forward to trial?
State's ready, Your Honor.
Mr. Bankwitz, where do you stand in regards to preparing
I'm
for
sorry,
trial?
the defense is not ready. We're requesting a continuance. We are having difficult time finding an expert who is willing to work for the JAC rates. And
What?
so I'm still, it's an essential part of the case, basically. It's never been initiated before by any.
Hey, he said they can't find an expert witness that is willing to work for the price that they what they are willing to pay. That's jacked up. Sarah is so fucked. Sarah, I'm so sorry, baby. They is just damn.
Any of the prior attorneys that I'm aware of.
In broad terms, what's the nature, what's the
That is
field?
spouse defense.
Okay.
Statutorily, we have to give the state notice, sufficient time, and name of the expert and the essential elements that they'll be testifying to.
No, I know why. They're like, do you know what type of mental gymnastics I'm gonna have to do to try to explain to these people what had happened here? This ain't enough money for that, okay? I'm gonna have to wreck every corner of my brain to find something that is even almost good enough to try and attempt to tell these people. It's gonna be a complete waste of my time, okay? Maybe if y'all take that video and make it not able to be shown in court, maybe then. Maybe then I can do it. Maybe then I can do it. You know what I'm saying?
Cacciatore, what's your position in regard to the defense request for continuance?
Mm-hmm.
I would have no objection to another role.
He like, I don't care.
So, Mr. Bankwitz, how deeply have you plumbed the depths of the pool of experts in this field to find out?
Yeah, the judge is on to him. He's like, okay, oh, you can't find one? How much have you combed through the depths of the sea of experts to find one? Like, did you pick up a phone even? What did you do? I feel like you ain't even looked. That's what I feel like. I feel like you've been on vacation this whole time. I feel like you about to get disbarred is what I feel like.
or find one who's willing to work for the JAC rate?
Well, I've actually talked to 3, and
Oh my God, all this time?
they don't have contracts with JAC and are not willing to work with JAC. And I've made some other inroads with.
Have you talked to any of the ones that have contracts with them? That's a weird thing to say. I talked to 3, but none of them have contracts with the. Then seems like you would just be going through the ones that do have the contracts with them, that like the ones that, because clearly if they have contracts with them, then they do work for that price. Oh my gosh, this dude don't care nothing about his job. Sarah, you like the unluckiest person on the planet. You got the worst attorney in the world. Is this your ex-boyfriend or something? I'm like, why? Your lawyer seems to hate your guts. Poor Sarah. She got an attorney that hates her guts. That's a bad situation to be in. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Battered woman shelters, trying to get their psychologists, who'd be willing. Problem is willing to testify, basically.
Oh, damn,
Because
Sarah.
of the concern about the compensation rate for testimony?
Well, that's
I'm gonna tell you, this is a problem too. If they are unwilling to work with her, then how hard is it going to be to find a jury that is unbiased? Then it's impossible. It's going to be impossible. She's just screwed. She need to just go ahead and say, all right, fine, I did it. I'm guilty. Okay, fine. Jeez.
That's one of the things, and to be honest with you, this case has had so much notoriety that people don't want to be involved.
Dang. Like yourself? He was talking about himself. He's like, well, frankly, we don't like her. I mean, they don't like her. Nobody likes her. This is just me being Frank or Steve or whatever. But nobody likes her, so no one wants to work with her, including myself, which should be obvious at this point. Hey, Melissa.
Mr. Banquist, I'm certainly willing to give you additional time based on my understanding of the case. I understand why that would be a defense the defense would want to explore about potentially presenting. What I'm not sure about is whether the inability to find an expert forever delays the trial of the case.
I wouldn't expect it to be a forever delay, Judge.
Oh, no?
You know me better than that.
Oh, do we?
Mr. Cacciatore, well, I just want to make sure everyone.
Man, I don't know about this. I don't know about this lawyer. Look at his outfit. He is not making me feel like something is wrong with this. Look at this. Look at him. Would you feel confident if this were your lawyer? Look at. Talking about, you know me better than this. This is what he just said to the judge. I don't think it's going to be a forever thing. It's just, almost that. You know me, Judge. You know me. That's the first thing somebody who stole some shit out of your wallet would say. Come on now, you know me. Come on. We've known each other for 3 whole minutes. You know me better than this. Like, yeah, okay.
The room understood that, I'll give reasonable amounts of time to prepare a defense. The defendant's entitled to an adequate defense,
Kayla.
but they're not necessarily entitled to the exact defense they would prefer to have if resources were unlimited. So, Mr. Cacciatore, remind me, where are we as far as lining up your various homicide cases for trial? I know we have some things set to go to trial in the June trial period.
He committed this crime in the wrong
Yes,
place.
we have both Mr. Furlong and Mr.
Jeez.
Sowell.
Hey, Paisley.
And then as far as this trial period, we have Mr. Hall and potentially Mr. O'Forey as well.
Oh, God. Storm, yes, it did look like he's pushing a wheelchair. The lawyer, the way he leaning over that stand thing, looked like he pushing Daryl around in his wheelchair like this. Like, what is you doing? Is you okay? Are you awake? Hey, Timmy. Hey, boo.
If I could ask of the defense, because I think it would make a difference in the timing of the continuance in this case, does the defense intend to hire an expert to testify generally as to the precepts and the things that go along with battered spouse syndrome, or do they intend to hire an expert that will evaluate Mrs. Boone and want to comment on her directly?
Oh, he's
And the
definitely a
reason I
public
ask that
offender.
is because I think
Defender.
the case law is clear that if it's the latter thing, then the state is entitled to have her sit down with our own expert to be evaluated as well. So that would obviously take more time if that is going to be the path they're going to go.
Mr. Banquets, are you in a position to distinguish?
Number two is definitely what we're looking at, Judge. Although number one would be incorporated in that as far as their general
Hey,
ability
Southern
and their expertise in the area.
Would you agree that if in fact you retain an expert and
Hey,
they're going to
CJ.
opine specifically on Ms. Boone's state of mind at the time of the incident, that opens the door for the state to also
most
have an
definitely.
expert? All right.
Most definitely.
So here's what I am, and Mr. Cashel, let me ask you this. Let's say that turns out not to be an issue. We're not going to have two experts. How long would it otherwise take you to present your case? Just rough idea.
I would say 3 days.
And other than this potential defense, Mr. Bankowitz, and is that including jury selection, Mr. Cacciatore?
No, well, I probably 3.5 days with jury selection.
All right. And Mr. Bankowitz, other than this potential defense, if we picked a jury in 1 day, the state presented their case in 2.5 days, how long do you anticipate a defense presentation would be at this
Let's
point?
say at least 3 days.
Okay. So here's what I'm thinking.
Damn, she about to not have she about to not have one of those. That's what's about to happen. They're like, look, this is an example of somebody talking about you like you ain't even in the room. You know what I'm saying? Poor Sarah. She's like, shit, that's what I was fighting to do. Just come in here and sit and listen to them talk about me like I ain't even here. Talking about nobody want to work with me. What? I'm Sarah. I don't think you know who you're talking about.
I'll grant the continuance. I'm thinking continuing out to the
I'm good at
July 11th
everything.
pretrial, July 24th
I'm
trial
the best
period.
at everything I've ever looked at.
How long is that trial period, Judge? I have a time certain death penalty case in Lake County starting the second week in August.
That's a 3-week trial period, so it'd be the week starting Monday, July 24th, Monday, July 31st, and then the last week of the trial period would be Monday, August 7th.
Oh my God. That public defender, like Sarah's lawyer just said, he has a death penalty case he's working on. Somebody about to die. He's over there defending somebody who's up for the death penalty. I mean, that guy, he gone. He already gone. Ain't no fucking way. That's the craziest shit I've ever heard. This man, Judge, you heard what this man just said. He has a death penalty case. You see how he does his work. That poor person, whoever that is definitely about to die. Like, that's what's going on here. He's working on a different case that's a death penalty case. Whoever that is toast. I feel damn. Fair trial my ass. No, this is your lawyer. You ain't getting no fair trial.
That's when I'm scheduled to start picking a jury in Lake County.
Well, let's do this. I want to set it for that date. That way you'll have a much better idea of what's actually happening on your death penalty case in Lake County. I understand that they're priority cases, but I also know that they're the cases where if a problem comes up, no matter what a judge has said before, they're likely to allow the case to move because they don't want to try it twice.
Just to advise the court, this case had to be continued at the last minute because of one of the attorney's wives basically had a stroke. And so it was a week before we were scheduled to start in that case. But Judge Davis up there, now that has, I won't say resolved itself, but is in a better position. Judge Davis has advised all of us that we're going, quote,
the audio of this video is murdering mama's ears. It's making my eyes.
See, I try not to say things like that because I feel like I'm just tempting fate.
Well, that's just Lake County, Judge. What do you expect?
Well, having never worked there, it means nothing to me. So, I'll grant the change July 11th pretrial, July 24th trial period. And let's go ahead and do this. While I'm giving July 11th as the date, let's go ahead and have the lawyers reach out to my judicial assistant. And just like we did this time, schedule
a status
separate, unique date for pretrial so that I have, y'all have my undivided attention when we talk about the case. I don't have 97 other lawyers tapping their fingers, waiting to get to me.
Sounds good, Judge.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Ms. Boone, we return to the Orange County Jail pending further order of the court. And Mr. Banquets, you can electronically file the motion to continue.
Yes, sir, we will.
And the court minutes will say it's granted. All right.
Thank you, Judge.
Have a good day.
You too. Sounds good, Judge.
Pre-trial, July 24th trial period.
Yeah, July. Somebody had said it was going to be like the 10th of April or something. Like, that didn't sound like what I just heard. Maybe that's what they were thinking before all of this stuff happened. Sarah Boone, you don't know who Sarah Boone is? Sarah Boone put her boyfriend in a suitcase and allegedly threw it down a flight of stairs, left him in there overnight, and then woke up the next morning and was like, oh my God, we were playing hide and seek. And then I put him in the suitcase, which is the weirdest thing you ever heard. Like, how you playing hide and seek if you put him in there? If you put him in there, clearly you know where he's at, which means you're not playing hide and seek, are you? And it says she accidentally fell asleep. Accidentally went upstairs and went to bed and fell asleep eventually. Then woke up the next morning, laid in bed for a while, to get her bearings, and then got up and was like, where's George? And then went and found George in the suitcase. Found George in the suitcase. Then called her ex-husband. Before she called the ambulance or the police or anything, she called her ex-husband. Said, come over here. The ex-husband, came to her house. Came inside, barely stepped in the door, saw the suitcase with a leg or something sticking out of it, stepped back outside and said, Sarah, you need to call the police, okay? So then Sarah called the ambulance or the police or whatever, which tells me that she was hoping that husband of hers was going to help her get rid of that body. That ex-husband, she thought that ex-husband was going to come in there and help her get rid of that body. That's what she was hoping for. She thought she had that kind of power. She was like, she's going to cry and whine and look, like, and he's going to be like, oh my, it's okay. It's okay. Calm down. We just get rid of this. And he was like, look, you need to call the police. So then she was stuck with this terrible story because now she done waited all this time. She ain't do nothing. The first thing she done was call her ex-husband, who had to be the one to tell her to call the ambulance or the police or whatever. So yeah, Sarah Boone going away forever. She's going to be pen paling it with Daryl from across the lawn, across the prison lawns. They be throwing paper airplanes to each other with love notes.
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
Have a good day.
Can't believe Sarah was so quiet. I'm proud of you, girl. You did so good. He was quiet as a church mouse.